Here we go. Chemtrail pilot blows the cover off Operation Indigo Skyfold. Now, this was just recently published. That's how I seen it, but the whistleblower came out in 2014. He calls himself Blue J1. And he says this was for many reasons. They also said the global warming reason, of course, that's the mainstream one, but also he was going to use this to cause a drought, which we can see now in California. And those fires, was that all set up? Of course it was. And also a big thing here, like they were selling this to them. These are the pilots that actually get in the planes, folks. Get up there and spray these chemtrails. You know, people are like, why wouldn't the pilots come forward? Well, they're coming forward. Well, the one did. He wanted other ones to come forward, but everybody's pretty tight-lipped about it. But it was also sold as using as an defense mechanism, like an atmospheric shield to protect us from enemies, is what they were telling him, which is like, okay, that's interesting, but what the hell? And also, so let's break down chemtrails real quick. They can transform warm sunny days into cool cloudy ones. The chemicals that are in these are barium salts. Barium salts, I got to get my language right here. Yeah. Aluminum oxide, strontium, and mercury. And when he came out with this, like I said, he was hoping his fellow pilots would come out also and talk more about it, but everybody's kind of been tight-lipped about it. He says, no matter what the stated reasons are given to those who fly the chemtrail jets, they are always told by their superiors that this ongoing and illegal atmospheric altering program is being conducted in the interest of national security. And so pilots are told to fly specific routes while satellite control aerosol disperse. Let me reread that. Pilots are told to fly specific routes while satellites control aerosol dispersal patterns. So again, with HAARP controlling, having a hand in with the chemtrails. The pilots make course corrections from time to time and perform landings and takeoffs. Pilots navigate and maintenance crews are rotated constantly and only spend about 18 months at one given base to keep pilots and their families from making too many friends and ending up with loose lips. They also rotate between day and night flights, one base for daytime flights and one for night. Each base covers 250-mile zone, and each fleet squadron of planes covers 3 states or an even larger swath of the ocean. So you break that stuff up. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. Keep it compartmentalized. Don't keep people going to the same place forever and talking about this stuff, because they got to keep them uninformed. And he says here, quote, without these flights, our enemy's newest technology weapons of war could easily penetrate America's airspace at will. We are dedicated and committed to keeping our allies safe from the same skyward threats, so we extend the arm of protection to those countries that support our efforts. Hostile nations are also building atmospheric shields, while at the same time trying to explore weaknesses in our ever-developing air and space-based technologies. So is that something that could be real? I suppose. You know, they got these secret space programs and all this crazy stuff that we don't even know about, and they could be using this to block something like that, but it could just be a stupid cover story to try to get the people, the pilots, to agree to do this, because it's they got to keep them not knowing what's going on. We are kept in the dark when it comes to getting honest answers about what we are really spraying. I would not intentionally spray my children or family with toxic aerosols. 80% of the pilots do not have any family or children. That's key. Indigo pilots are chosen from top ranks within the Air Force, Navy, and Coast Guard. Most pilots are hardened to humanity and could care less, killing off unwanted or leeching aspects of America and the world. I swear to you, the majority of pilots are like machines. I call them tank terminators. Very, very rough. Do what they say. They don't care. They're making good money. So they're just going to keep their mouth shut. That's why we got to get rid of the monetary system. This is very interesting here. So he goes on to say, HARP rays within the depths of the ocean itself. The Navy has developed sophisticated underwater construction technology that allows for fully autonomous robot submersibles to travel great distances and even manufacture parts for these massive underwater arrays as they progress across the open seafloor. So HARP antennas in the ocean, folks. Like, you think of these, oh, the HARP array in Alaska, that's the big one everybody thinks about. They obviously have them all over the world, other places as well, other countries. But in the depths of the ocean now, too, it's like, because we talked about this before, too, and he mentions it's here. Google Earth, occasionally error blurring some island bases or smudges areas of underwater arrays. They even paint fake clouds over some of our island installations to keep prying eyes away. We've had that on the show. We're looking at the map, Google Earth. We'll see some little smudging. It'll be right next to the island even. And we're like, why would they smudge when you can almost kind of tell that it's just water there? Well, he's saying that's underwater arrays. There could be other things too, I suppose. But also having the clouds over the island. I believe we showed one that was kind of over towards the Hawaii area that had a cloud that was nice, conveniently over that base. So they can clone and stamp their Photoshop skills with that. We are shown videos in our training of catastrophic destruction to our homeland by very sophisticated weapons, then told these will be the consequences if we don't fly. Gotta keep them scared. We are paid more than any other pilot for our service other than Air Force pilots. Again, keep these pilots paid good, and they won't say a thing. And he's concerned because they're ordering them to fly at lower altitudes. And, you know, some people that might be have marijuana operations or some moonshine operations that they're going to start shooting at the planes as they go by. Because people are getting sick of it. Like, you see chemtrails, it's a nice blue sky day, and you get a chemtrail and it's just like covered. Wow. What a way to like block sun, feel like crap. Right? So here's a new phase that he was talking about. This would be starting January 21st, 2015. So we should be seeing these in our sky. I know I did. I'm going to show that in a minute, a clip. So the focus, this is phase 2. Now it says focus of their flights will be moved to areas east of California and Texas in order to advance the drought further into the heartland. Now they didn't do that, but they did do California. You can see that there was that big drought there, and it's causing those fires as well. Plus, he feels that this is the important part I wanted to talk about. He feels that a very new and extremely toxic chemtrail mix is going to be sprayed.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Using new technology that makes these special chemtrails completely invisible. Now, that's important for them to make these completely invisible because people can see them. You know, people are beginning to wake up to it. And the jig is up. So they got to keep this going so people can't see it. Now, I got 2 regular chemtrails on screen here for folks that are watching. I'll describe it for people that are listening. So the chemtrail, we got a contrail and a chemtrail here. This is a perfect example. Someone shot this in the sky. The contrail is on the left and the chemtrail is on the right. Now you can see the contrail has a nice fade to it and it just disappears like that. And the chemtrail just sticks up there and stays. Big difference. Yes. So when people have that argument, that's the number one way to tell. But now, like I said, they have phase 2, and too many people are knowing what's going on. So they came up with this new chemtrail mixture. And I've seen these in the sky before. That they have these chemtrails here. And look at that. It's spraying, but it disappears in small chunks like that. Just small wispy chunks, and they kind of just disappear and then they're gone. Now when I seen that before, I was like, okay, that's a contrail. But now with this Operation Indigo Skyfold whistleblower coming forward, Blue J1, he's saying that this is the new mixture. And now that really makes me think, okay, so like, now they can, I've seen days in Wisconsin, like I said, it's been a blue sky. It's like, oh, they must be not spraying chemtrails. It's been like a week not seeing chemtrails and clear sky. Well, that was probably these chemtrails here that just disappear like that. What a way to keep it covered up, but still do your damage that you want to do. And also, there was a Dr. Bill Deagle, this is actually an older video, who was talking about this as well when he was dealing with these pilots in the hospital. Let's play that clip.
Chemtrails. And chemtrails, by the way, barium salts are in chemtrails. They are 10,000 times more toxic to your nervous system than lead. They contain mycobacteria, viruses, Pseudomonas florensis, bacteria, human plasma.
Plasma.
Wonder what human plasma is doing in chemtrails.
Oh, yeah.
And this is not by conjecture. I did a lot of research before I'd ever say this. But these chemtrails are nasty. And there's 3 reasons for chemtrails. The first is and I talked to my NSA buddies at Fort Carson, Peterson Air Force Base, and Buckley, where I was actually their doctor taking care of the pilots flying and spraying the chemtrails. So I know it's real. If anybody says it's not real, they're full of it. Okay? Because I'm a whistleblower. On the inside, it's not open for discussion. And my NSA buddies told me, 95% of them told me, they were up there trying to spray to reflect the sun out to stop global warming. So most of them are dumb enough to believe that garbage.
There you go. There's another source, Dr. Bill Deagle. It was Bill, right? Dr. Deagle. I'm pretty sure it's Bill. Yep, Bill Deagle. Very interesting, folks. So there you go. We're going to take a break. On the other side of this break, we're going to get into the one small town that Ontario, Canada city is going to do. A jetpack, and we're going to take a look at those moon photos. Stick with us. Talk is cheap.
Questioning your reality, questioning everything. You're listening to Talk is Cheap with Dan Hohlfeld.
Enjoying the show? Consider supporting us by donating to our Patreon. Patreon.com/K2D4Network.
Want to listen to the show on the road? Subscribe to our audio podcast. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and many more platforms. Don't miss a single moment of Talk is Cheap.
Like what you hear? Consider supporting the channel by going over to our merch store and making a purchase. Go to K2D4Network.com for more.
This is Shane Robinson with Unbiased and On the Fence, and you're listening to Talk is Cheap with Dan Hohlfeld.